Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Okay, Here is the Story. I am Dee Burns. So, our reaction video today comes from a gentleman who's a comedian up here in Wisconsin. Um, if you know anything about Charlie Berens, he is a huge comedian here in Wisconsin because that's all he talks about is Wisconsin and the things that we do, and just kind of how it is to live in the Midwest. But then he's got this friend Miles. And Miles, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name. I apologize. It is so complicated. I practiced and I practiced. I can't get it. So I'm just going to call you Miles. And I will have a link to all of his social media in the description. But he's good friends with Charlie, and he kind of does the same thing about the Midwest. And it's very funny. He's a very funny guy. And since this is Funny Friday, I wanted to teach you guys what it's like to live in the Midwest because these guys, they're pretty accurate about everything. And I mean, just other videos I've watched of theirs. But, for my friends who live in the South, my Southern friends, North Carolina, Texas, Mississippi, Florida, Oklahoma, this is for you, okay? Because I want to give you a better picture of what it's like to live in the Midwest. Okay, so we'll get into that. But before we do, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube and or Rumble channel. Please, please, please leave me a comment. I love you guys' comments. And yeah, they're just amazing. So please leave me a comment. Okay, so let's get into the video. Again, How to Speak Midwest. This is by Miles M is what I'm going to call him. And there's 3 videos. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that part. There's 3 videos. The first one is How to Speak Midwest. The second one is How to Speak Midwest 2. And then the third one is How Kids in the Midwest Grow Up or something like that. So, okay, so let's get into this one. This is just How to Speak Midwest. Here we go.
Today I'm going to teach you how to speak Midwestern. First thing you need to learn is the ABCs, which in the Midwest is the yeah, no, yes. If we want to tell you no, we'll say yeah, no. And if we want to tell you yes, we'll say no, yeah. And if we want to tell you maybe, we'll say yeah, no, yeah. And I've tried to figure it out, but I can't make sense of it. So don't question it, just accept it, We'll also need...
Okay, I'm just going to say that is a northern Wisconsin thing because that's stuff that spills over from Canada. And I have heard people here say that stuff. It's usually up in northern Wisconsin that they talk like that. It's not here in Milwaukee. So, okay, let's get back into it.
And I've tried to figure it out, but I can't make sense of it. So don't question it, just accept it, We'll also need to learn how to do small talk in the Midwest, which is very simple. All you got to do is point out obvious stuff. The more obvious, the better. If you're at the bar with your buddy, you'll say something like, wow, bar's busy tonight. He can see that. He knows that it's busy, but that's just how we talk. Or if you see an animal, just shout out its species. Deer, cow, turkey. And when it comes to weather, you just say stuff like, hey, it's snowing out. But where the real magic happens is when they say, yeah, those are some big flakes. Next thing you know, you're best friends. Now I got to tell you how to ask.
That is so true. Oh my God. That is so true. I've never noticed that before. Oh my God, that is so true. And we do that with snow. It's snowing out. Yeah, but the flakes look really big. Yeah, we do that. Okay, let's get into the next thing. Oh, Lord.
Ask for a favor, paired with a way for them to get out of it. Let me just show you. Hey man, would you mind helping me move on Saturday? If you don't have time, that's fine. Like, I don't want to inconvenience you. Or feel free to say no, but will you marry me? If not, that's totally fine. We are so afraid of inconveniencing people that we always give them an out. We'd rather suffer alone than make someone do something they don't want to do. You're also going to need to learn about emotions, which is impossible for someone in the Midwest. And basically, there's just one rule. Bury your emotions deep down and never bring them up. Instead, people from the Midwest use actions instead of emotions because actions speak louder than words. Instead of saying, I love you, we'll just change your oil for you. Instead of saying sorry, we'll just give you a couple packages of venison brats. And instead of saying, I understand how you're feeling, we're just gonna go get you another beer. So really, if you want to speak Midwest, don't say anything. Next thing you...
Okay. That is so true. Oh my God. I mean, he's not lying. I do that. Especially with Hunter. I do that a lot. Like, I'll say, hey, do you mind if we go to Walmart on Sunday when we're running around doing chores? Now, you don't have to if it's, I mean, that is so me. Oh my God. I didn't realize that was a Midwest thing. Is that a Midwest thing, you guys? Let me know in the comments, please. Okay, let's get back into it.
We're just gonna go get you another beer. So really, if you want to speak Midwest, don't say anything. Next, you need to learn the local state vernacular. In Wisconsin, it's not a water fountain, it's a bubbler. In Minnesota, it's
Oh, 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 okay. Give me a moment. This is my biggest issue with Wisconsin. I love it here. I am so glad I moved here. I pretty much consider myself Wisconsinite, even though I lived, I was born and raised in Iowa. I lived in Iowa longer than I've lived here, but Wisconsin's my home. Except for the bubbler. I fucking hate it. Sorry, I don't mean to curse, but it drives me crazy. You'll be in Walmart and you'll hear a little kid say, "Mom, I need the bubbler. I need the bubbler." No, it is a water fountain. Now, let me tell you, any Wisconsinite who is a true Wisconsinite, they're going to tell you the story of the bubbler. So back in the early 1800s, or I'm sorry, not 1900s, like 1905, Kohler Faucets now, the guy whose last name was Kohler, he invented a way for air to push water up to the fountain, making it easier for the person to drink out of. And apparently at some time he said it makes the water bubble. And the Wisconsinites picked up on that because he's from Wisconsin. This all happened in Wisconsin. And they call it a bubbler. And let me tell you, when you tell people, don't call it a bubbler, call it a water fountain. No. You might as well be kicked out of the state because they're going to call it a bubbler. It's the one thing that irritates me the most about Wisconsin. Okay, let's get back into it. Sorry. That's my soapbox for Wisconsin. Oh my God.
state vernacular. In Wisconsin, it's not a water fountain. It's a bubbler. In Minnesota, instead of saying doing donuts, they say whipping shitties, which arguably...
That's what they call it here too. My friend says that all the time. He always says, "We're going to whip a shitty." I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is. But yes, that is exactly, they do that in Wisconsin too, not just Minnesota. So, okay, let's get back into it.
Bubbler. In Minnesota, instead of saying doing donuts, they say whipping shitties, which arguably is cooler than saying donuts, but still a little strange. And a really big one are these guys right here. In most Midwest states, we call them pull tabs, but for some reason, in Nebraska, they call them pickle cards. There are a rare few that call them a waste of money, but
yes,
I call those people quitters. And you can't forget about the word ope.
Okay, he's going to go into something else. Okay, I don't know if my friends in other states and my listeners in other states, please leave me a comment about this. When you go into a bar, there's a big machine there, and it has thousands of those little cards that he was just holding up. And you go put your money in, and you get however many, and you just pull the tab. And there's like fruits, and there's different pictures on each tab. If you get like 3 of the same fruit, or 3 of the same president, or 3 of the same kitchen utensils, whatever that pull tab is, you win money. You will go to a bar here in Wisconsin. I should go show you guys because I know best friend, he's got 2 pull tabs sitting right now on his table in the living room. It is a huge thing here. I mean, you'll go to a bar and you'll just see pull tabs all along the counter there. I don't know what they call it, because they weren't winners and people just leave them. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Okay, now he's going to talk about the word ope. Now, I will say on this is more of a northern Wisconsin thing. It's not so much in the Milwaukee area. But okay, let's get back into it.
It is a Midwest classic. You're going to hear it a whole lot, and it is the Swiss Army knife of Midwest words. You can reach Jedi Master level. If you pair it with the coveted sneak right past you, it will blow people's minds. So no, yeah, that's about it. And if you're not too busy, we'd love if you could comment anything that we missed. But if not, if it's too much inconvenience, you don't have to.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Okay, that was the first one, how to speak Midwest. Now we're going to The second one, how to speak Midwest part 2. Okay, here we go.
Today I'm going to teach you how to speak Midwestern again. First, you're going to need to learn how to defend the weather like it is your own child. If it's freezing cold out, we'll just say, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the wind. If it's extremely hot out, we'll defend the heat. No, it's not the heat that'll get you.
Humidity.
It's the humidity.
Yep.
And if it's raining cats and dogs, we'll say, this rain's been good for the farmers, though.
Yes,
They needed
that
it.
is-
We love that we're from the Midwest, so we pretend like the weather doesn't suck. It's how we bond with other Midwesterners. Bad weather brings us together.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to
Okay, I just want to talk about that because that is so true. So true. It wouldn't be that bad out if that wind wasn't so strong. And it's really not the heat, it's the humidity. Oh my God, that is so true. Everything he just said there. That is so true. We will defend weather like it is our child. And like he said, that's because it is. It's the one thing that brings everybody that lives in the Midwest together. It really does. I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. Okay, let's get back into it. I don't know what this one's going to be.
learn a word that initiates the infamous Midwest goodbye. Welp, it's part of a simple formula. Welp plus sigh plus knee slap equals Midwest goodbye. And if you really want to get the people going, you throw in a, well, I suppose. Now this is going to start 30 minutes of small talk and the Midwest goodbye shuffle as you inch towards the door. Well, better, nice weather we're having. Pretty nice winter. Well, how's work going? And a few hours after that initial welp, you will finally get going. So the lesson here is you always got to plan for at least an hour of the Midwest goodbye. Next, you need to learn that in the Midwest, we measure by minutes, not miles. If someone asks,
Okay, I don't know where he's going with this, but oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. Yeah. And when I go outside of the Midwest, like when I lived in Colorado, it was always, it's about 20 miles. It's like, that's not what I want to know. So what I want to know, I want to know how many minutes is it going to take me? When you do your GPS on your phone, do you look at how many miles it is? Probably not. You probably look, it's okay, this is how long it's going to take me. Yeah, they don't put it in miles on GPS, so why would you speak it that way? It's another thing that drives me crazy about people who live outside the Midwest. He's very right on this. It's very much minutes. Okay, let's get into it.
Learn that in the Midwest, we measure by minutes, not miles. If someone asks, say, do you know how far it is from Dubuque to Cedar Falls? You gotta say, it's about an hour and a half. And never, ever say, yeah, it's about 100 miles. It makes perfect sense. When you pull something up on the GPS, you don't care how many miles away it is. You care how long it's going to take you to get there. You can't see 60 miles, but you know how long an hour feels. I honestly think the rest of the country needs to adopt this. Pronto. Next, you need to learn how to accept a compliment. And trust me, it is ugly. Midwesterners stink at accepting compliments. When someone pays you a compliment, you just got to deflect. Someone says, oh, hey, I like that shirt. You gotta follow it up with, oh yeah, I actually got it on sale. Hole in the sleeve, stain on the back. But we don't do this because we're ungrateful. We appreciate the compliments, we really do. We just don't know how to emotionally handle people saying nice things. Finally, we gotta talk Midwest phrases and what they mean. First off, oofta. We use this when we want to express any emotion. Frustration, surprise, amazement, doesn't matter. Oofta works. Then
Okay. I have never heard anybody use oofta in that manner, in any manner. It's usually fuck. That word fits everything. I have not heard the oofta one. That might be northern Wisconsin. But yeah, I haven't heard that one. Okay, let's get back into it.
Frustration, surprise, amazement, doesn't matter. Oofta works. Then you got geez Louise, and we just use that in the exact same scenarios as oofta. Yeah, it's just the same as geez, but we decide to add a Louise at the end. I think it's because we like rhymes. We also say the word finagle, which is just another way to say sneak. You hear it said like this. Oh, how'd you finagle your way in here? Another fun one is jeet, which is just mashing all the words did you eat together. Did you eat?
Yeah.
Did you eat? Jeet?
Yeah.
See? Well, I suppose I better get going. And if you stuck around this long, you might as well have a Midwest goodbye with each other in the comments. Oh, before you go, you see the basketball team this year? They're doing pretty good.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so right. They don't do that stuff in other parts of the country? Or yeah, other parts of the country? You guys are gonna have to leave me comments. You're gonna have to let me know. I mean, are these things truly a Midwest thing, or do you do them in the West or on the East Coast or in the South? Let me know, please. Please. I want to know. I love learning this stuff. Okay, so the final one that we're going to do is how Midwest kids growing up in the Midwest, I think it is. Okay. Okay, let's get into it.
Today we're going to talk about the 5 staples of growing up in the Midwest. First thing we got to talk about are containers. We absolutely love to use containers for anything except for their intended use. Now, where most people see empty Cool Whip container or empty butter container,
Yes.
we see the
Yes.
perfect receptacle for
Yes.
leftovers.
Oh my God, this is my mother. Growing up, you would open the fridge and there would just be Cool Whip, Cool Whip, Cool Whip, butter, butter, butter. It was all containers that had leftovers in it. He's right. Oh my God, he's so right. Okay, let's get back into it.
And regardless of how many spaghetti stains are in the
Yes.
inside, we ain't getting rid
Yes.
of them. Another example.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to pause again. Spaghetti stains in those containers. He's right. I'm here to tell you, if anybody can invent a way to take spaghetti stains out of Tupperware, you will make $1 billion, because people like me, it annoys me that my Tupperware is red on the inside from previous spaghetti leftovers. So please, somebody invent it. Okay, let's get back to him.
Regardless of how many spaghetti stains are in the inside, we ain't getting rid of them. Another example is this bowl. Every Midwest family has a mixing bowl that they also projectile vomit in. You do the
Yes! Oh my God, yes! Oh my God, is that a Midwest thing? Yes. Oh, he's so right. He's so right. And then you take that bowl when the person that's sick is done, and you run that thing through the dishwasher and you wash it out really good. And then next week you're serving potato salad out of it. That is so true. My mom, she had a one that was about that size, but it was a Corningware and it was pink on the outside and then white on the bowl part. Oh my God. Oh, he's so right. Okay, let's get back into it.
has a mixing bowl that they also projectile
Yeah.
vomit into.
Yeah.
If you do the math, the Midwest people, a little bit stingy. They can't let anything go to waste. Just because you puked in it doesn't mean it's not still a good bowl. And really, it's our strange way of recycling, doing our part. This next one's fun. Picture this, you're 9 years old, it's October 31st, and you are stoked to show off your new Ninja Turtles costume trick-or-treating.
No,
You
you're
step
not-
outside, it's 14 degrees, and instead
Yeah.
of your friends all seeing your cool Ninja Turtles costume, they see this. Does this look like a Ninja Turtle to you? No. Every single one of us has wasted a perfectly good Halloween costume because the weather in the Midwest in October
Yes.
requires you to wear a winter coat. Honestly, this is a rite of passage for Midwest kids. It teaches us to lower our expectations. Life isn't always fair.
No.
And we learned that early. Next, we're going to talk a little Midwest cuisine. We got to start with the big one, the hot dish. In the Midwest, we like to take random ingredients, throw them in a cake pan, and put it in the oven. Now, there are recipes for hot
tater
dish,
tots on
but
top
the
of it.
only thing that stays consistent in a recipe for tater tot hot dish are the tater tots.
Thank you.
Sometimes there's corn, sometimes there's green beans
Yeah.
in it. It's mostly
Yeah.
comes down to what did mom have left over in the cupboard. Next, we got to talk dessert. Nothing
Okay, hold on before he goes into that. Oh, those are scotcheroos. Oh my God, those things are so good. It'll be interesting to see if that's what he calls them. That's what he called them in Iowa, scotcheroos. Okay, but anyway, I want to go back to the what he was just talking about with the casseroles. Yeah, they call them casseroles. He called it a hot dish. I haven't heard it called that, but yes, here in Wisconsin, especially this area in Milwaukee, oh my God, they are so into casseroles. Oh my God, they love their casseroles. And like he said, you just everything has tater tots on top of it. Yeah, that's true. Oh my God. Okay, let's get back into it.
down to what did mom have left over in the cupboard. Next, we got to talk dessert. Nothing screams a Midwest childhood
Scotcheroos.
more than smashing a pan of these bad boys. I think I call them Scotcheroo bars.
They
I
do.
know that
Scotcheroos.
about half of you call them Special K bars, and there's this other weird population that call them something else. Now, whatever you do, don't go to the comment sections and do not argue with each other about if they're Special K bars or Scotcheroos. Let's be nice, okay? Do not do that. The last dessert I want to talk about toes the line between dessert and side dish. Snicker salad. Now, I do believe that it technically is defined as a side dish, but you look at the ingredients, Snickers, butterscotch, a whole other bunch of sweet stuff. Sounds like a dessert to me. Now it's time to talk some Midwest childhood experiences. I will bet my life savings that every single Midwest family at some point took a family vacation to one of these two places, Mount Rushmore or the Wisconsin Dells. Both are perfect.
Both of them. We did both of them when I was growing up. Oh my gosh, both of them. And when you go see Mount Rushmore, obviously you're in South Dakota. And the big thing besides Mount Rushmore is a place called Wall Drug. I don't know if it's still around or not, but you'll see all kinds of vehicles will have a bumper sticker on that says something like "See you at Wall Drug" or I don't know, something about Wall Drug. That it's a big thing there. Oh my God. Yes. Growing up, we went to both. We went to Mount Rushmore and Wisconsin Dells. Now, one thing I want to say, and I don't know if he's going to talk about this. I don't know where he's going with this, but guys, I want you to picture this, okay? This is my dad's pickup truck that he's sitting on, we'll just say. Now, when we would go on vacation, we weren't in the car. My dad had a topper for his pickup truck, okay? And he would lay a piece of board on, on the bed like that. It was board though, like plywood. It wasn't thick like that. And then he'd put his topper on. And then inside the back of the truck was my sister and I, the whole road trip. And when we wanted to take a nap, my sister would sleep she'd climb up on top of the plywood and lay down for a nap. And I'd be under it. I had a little bed underneath of it. And it only went like halfway, maybe a quarter of the way down the truck. It didn't go the whole way. So when we weren't taking a nap, we would be out in the bed of the truck playing with our toys, coloring, doing whatever. But we were in the back of the truck. And that was so unsafe. I think about that now. We didn't have seatbelts, nothing. It was so unsafe. Times were different back then, though. But yeah, that was how we would travel because then my mom and dad, they had the front part and we had the bed and they didn't have to hear us when we were driving. But yeah. Okay, let's get back into it. I want to see what he's going to talk about. Here we go.
One of these two places, Mount Rushmore or the Wisconsin Dells. Both are perfectly fine vacations, and I'm sure you had a good time. But it wasn't about the destination at all. It was about family cohesiveness. It was about riding in a car together for 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, sitting in the back seat, giving your brother Wet Willie, giving your sister a smack on the shoulder for seeing a slug bug. That's what brought the family together, and that's what you remember. Probably don't even remember who's on Mount Rushmore. Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Abe Lincoln, FDR. But you remember the sweet taste of victory when you beat your brother and I Spy. Now, it isn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows. It's your dad's going to get really pissed many times. Yeah. Lots of threatening of pulling the car over and leaving your brother on the side of I-90. But it'll be fun. Next, we got to talk about basements. Now, basements in general are very Midwest, but there's...
Okay, I don't know where he's going with this, but I'm sorry, I'm not having a good day today. I wasn't until just recently I learned people on the West Coast. Well, I won't say it wasn't recently. It was when I moved to Colorado years ago. So I was like in my early 20s. So it's been a while. But I learned that people like in Colorado on West, they don't have basements. And that shocked me because everywhere besides Colorado, everywhere I've lived, I have a basement. And when I was growing up, our house had a basement and that was my place to go play during the day when it was cold outside and, I couldn't go outside and play. I just comment and let me know if you have a basement or not, because it amazes me that you people don't have basements out there. But I know some of it is because of the way the dirt is. You can't because it's too soft. But okay, well, let's get into it. He's going to talk about basements. Oh, God.
There's one type of basement that trumps them all. An unfinished basement.
Yeah.
Concrete floors, no sheetrock, a weird toilet that's just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. Even though it feels somewhat like a creepy dungeon down here, you still had fun. I mean, you could roller skate, play a little floor hockey, kill mice. You know, like typical fun kid stuff. For some reason, unfinished basements always had two things. One, some sort of gaming table, like a ping pong table or a pool table, and a random piece of workout equipment in the corner, like Chuck Norris's Total Gym, just collecting dust. Now, despite the weirdness of playing in a mildew-infested underground basement, some of my fondest memories happened with my siblings down there.
Yeah.
And I cherish that. So all in all this stuff may be strange to the average American, but I will argue that a Midwest childhood is the best childhood.
Yeah.
And I stand by that claim. Look at me, I didn't turn out so bad, huh? Depends on who you ask.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
He is so right about the basement. Oh my God, he's so right about the basement. Yeah. Well, I'm going to forego the subscriber shout out today just because this is a really long video. I'm sorry, I didn't think the 3 videos would take that long, but you know, it's Funny Friday and you know, it's fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gentleman. Again, his name, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. It's Miles and his last name starts with an M. I'll have all of his social media in the description. Please go over and show him some love. Watch some of his videos. You know, donate however he gets money, please. And yeah, this is a good one. I love it. It's so true. Oh my God, everything he said is so true. Leave me comments and let me know, you know, like we talked about basements and, you know, all kinds of things. Please let me know what it's like, how it's different being in the Midwest from where you live. So, okay, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to miss you. Come back next week. I've got a whole lineup next week that I'm very excited about. So, okay, I love you guys. Bye.